Hello there, it's me, earthmanbrick, and we're back with another TT Combat MDF terrain kit. Here it is. I'll just pop this up a bit. Woo! So we can get a bit more of it in view. So, 2-story Suburban B. You can't see it in this picture, but there is a door just on the landing there. And yeah, it's got a nice mixture of like, what is it? They call it grey board, right? And yeah, there's some awful seams on the top. So we're going to do typical make our own shingles from cardboard to sort all that out. But yeah, it looks like a simple enough kit to throw together. Comes on 7 sheets. You know what's weird is that I don't actually see the grey board in here at all. Because it's got it there for tidying up all these trims, but yeah, that is odd. Maybe I'll find it when I open it up. Ah yes, there it is. It's just underneath that sheet. Yeah, so it's snuck in quite cozily in between. But yeah, it looks quite nice, and we've got this nice little ring thing going on with the windows and nice window frames. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit it up. I'll stipple it all white with a brush. And I think what I'll do with all these trims and things, I'll just hit them up with a blue accent. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm going to get to assembling all this. I'll maybe do a time lapse, I'm not too sure. But yeah, bye for now. See you again soon. Hello there. We're back. So, how did we get on? Well, pretty damn splendidly. I'm loving the aesthetic of this. It's turned out rather nicely. So I'm just going to grab the other ones, just to show. So this is the other TT Combat one we've done. And yeah, they look like they'd be part of the same neighborhood. Similar color scheme, similar aesthetic. Yeah, generally works. So, much like we've done with these other builds, of the other Suburban ones, mainly the Sarissa and the TT Combat one, what we've gone and done is the same sort of type of thing. So we've added the same tiles, which are just made of cut up serial card, and then that's just pencil, just to make the impression of the tiles. And then the crowns, again, just serial box card on top of the existing stuff. And then I've gone and, rather than put in the 3rd floor here, I've just left it empty so I can use this whole thing as storage, because there's no point in having an open interior. It's too fiddly to get the models in, plus the size is never appropriate. I don't know, I just don't bother. It's not something I go for. So I've just added bits of card here. This is just, again, serial box style card. And just painted it up so it looks like all the other bits. Yeah, and overall it took about just over an hour to build it all up. And much like the other builds, we've gone and added flower beds, because I thought, it's looking a bit plain. So, using the old pieces of spruce, I've gone and created this marvelous little flower bed arrangement. And it's multi-tiered this time, so you can see it's on a kind of a plinth there, and you've got 3 rows of flowers. And I thought, yeah, that's an absolute walloper. Really adds to the build and the aesthetic. So, pretty happy with that. I think the build's turned out pretty glorious. And if I've got like a playmat or something, I'll be able to have enough room for a garage and other bits and bobs. But yeah, I think there's a lot of cool stuff with it. So, what are we left behind with in terms of the push-outs? Well, we hit the absolute jackpot on this one. Look at all these little square bits. Millions of them. Well, not quite millions, but you get the point. There's a lot of them. And that's just come from the windows there. So yeah, there was an absolute maelstrom. And speaking of the windows, for the, what is it they call it? The grey board, which is basically just card. yeah, well, one for each of the windows, so there's an absolute shed load there. Not sure what we'll do with them, but it's extra bits and bobs. I can stick them in a plastic container and use them for something else. And that was the interior door for like one of the interior walls there. So plenty of push outs, and there's plenty of other bits that we've not actually used that are on the sprue frames. Speaking of sprue frames, this is what's left of them. So we've got the stairs for the staircase there. Not much left on that one. We used up another sprue entirely just for making this thing. It's pretty solid, pretty cool, pretty colourful. Oh, I forgot to put this bit up so you can see the before and after of the whole thing. And this is what's left of the grey board sprue. So we didn't use the crowns that come with it, because I wanted to keep them to keep in with the style and the aesthetic of what we've done before. There we go, there's another empty one. Not a lot of it, very interesting shapes, but no doubt I'll figure something out with it. There's the middle floor, which I didn't put in. So there was a whole bunch of gaps where these slots are between the first and second floor, or ground floor and first floor if you're in the UK. I don't know why it's different for the US. Anyway, so I figure I might use that for something else entirely. Not sure what yet, but figure that out. That's a corner of that same sprue there. There's another one. So yeah, there's not a lot of excess space left on the sprues. They've used up all the sprue space quite nicely. And there's the two halves of the stairs. I think I might make the staircase and just make it a freestanding thing that we can use for interior projects. I'll figure that out probably next year at some point. But yes, so that's it all done and dusted. And what do we think of this 2-story suburban house? I think it's grand. You definitely get a lot of bang for your buck. Let's look at the other side of the house here. Yes, very nice. And yeah, I even managed to make a flower bed. And I just used this sort of stuff. This is the Wall Painter Scenics. I've spent a shed load of money on getting a whole bunch of different grassy tufts and whatnot from this guy. And yeah, I think it was in the range of about 100 quid I spent on tufts. So yeah, and this isn't even branching into, I think I maybe used a third of like a couple of the things. So you definitely have a lot of bang for your buck, that's for sure. That's maybe about, quick guesstimation, maybe about a tenner's worth. Which if you're buying from anywhere else, like I've noticed Hobbycraft, they do a whole bunch of flowery tufts and things. And for a tiny little pack of them, you're probably spending about 10 quid, which would maybe fill about a quarter of this. So yeah, definitely good deals with the, what's the company called again? Wallpainter.net or Wallpainter Scenics. Pick one. Pick one and choose it. Anyway, this build, highly recommend. But that's all I've got for you today. So, thanks again for watching, and bye.